So most of you surely must have noticed the city project. I've been away for like 3 or 4 days, so I didn't know anything about this before I went, and well, it's already completed when I've got back. However, it's pretty interesting, and well, might be even more interesting than it first lets on, but it's all speculation. Fishing outpost. Help build a fishing outpost in the hub, complete with a ship that you can use to reach a new island. It pains me to do it, but I'm actually going to buy the memento because this is actually really cool. I mean, this is just cool. I mean, it would be even nicer if you were able to, like, put it on the wall, like an actual picture. But still, this is cool. Now, on face value, this kind of looks like any other fishing update would. There's a community project titled Fishing Outpost, referencing fishing in the hub, and then what looks to be a fishing outpost that's been in the game for the best part of 4 or 5 years that's never changed. Also, if you look at the back of it, it kind of looks like it's set up for, well, maybe like a portal where you can fly across to a different island. I mean, at least it looks like it does to me. After all, there's quite a lot of fishing content, and we don't even have Fishing 60 yet. However, behind the fish is seaweed. When we actually think about it, I mean, that would make sense. Fish are in the sea, and there's seaweed in the sea. But wait, you can't get seaweed in 1.8.9 Minecraft. There's mention of a ship that you can use to reach a new island. Could this be all but a front for the foraging update? Yeah, it's probably not. They're just going to kind of like leave the park hanging here, not knowing what to do. Jokes aside, you can't actually completely write it off. Or can you? Well, we'll get into that in just a moment. Well, at the moment, we're actually trying to beat the population of Andorra with subscribers. The population of Andorra is around about 80,000 people. Once we reach 80,000 subscribers, we'll be visiting Andorra and we'll be able to claim that we have more subscribers than the population of the whole country, which would be pretty cool, so make sure to subscribe to make that happen. Also, if you are planning on purchasing anything from the Hypixel store, make sure to use code NITROS as it gets yourself 5% off. You should also join the Discord server, it's linked in the description down below. We offer slayers and dungeon carries, so if you need carries or want to carry, make some coins, make sure to join. Now, here's the thing. The community project is 100% completion, and there's not really been any word from Hypixel as to what this update is going to include. Obviously, we can speculate from the brief explanation of what it is, and that will be a fishing update. It's kind of hard to believe that Hypixel will troll us all so much just to think we're getting a fishing update and it actually be the foraging update. Also, I believe the foraging update is probably a lot further away than it probably should be at this point. And to be completely honest, I think the kelp in the background of this portrait is just because, well, kelp or seaweed is in the sea and the fish is in the sea, and probably not to do with the version of Minecraft, I'd guess. And as for there being a new island, I refuse to believe that if Hypixel released the update, the foraging update should I say, that they wouldn't just basically replace the park or build on the park. It doesn't really make much sense to create a completely new island. That probably isn't going to be in the same place as where the park was. However, it has to be said, there's been a massive amount of fishing content that's been introduced into the game as opposed to foraging content over the past few years. I mean, you can fish in lava. We have a fishing specific mayor after all. You can even fish in the abandoned quarry, which is in the Dwarven Mines, a mining island. You can fish during Spooky Festival, you can fish during the season of Jerry. In comparison to foraging, there is so much fishing content. This of course doesn't mean anything because as, you know, months, years have gone past and we've thought, surely the foraging update has got to come out now. You know, there's been no foraging update for so long. Surely they've got to do something. But they haven't, you know? So there's not really any expectation. And yeah, I mean, I kind of refuse to believe that this fishing update is a front for a foraging update. I don't see it. Well, to be completely honest, water fishing has kind of been lacking for a long time, pretty much since they introduced lava fishing, you know, when the Crimson Isles was introduced. Like, as soon as you can lava fish, you will lava fish because it's so much better for XP and money, for the most part, unless you're fishing in festivals or, you know, the season of Cherry. You know, unless you're really early game, you're just not water fishing, very much anyway. And to be honest, I would be very surprised if Fishing 60 wasn't introduced with this update, considering a whole new fishing island is pretty substantial. Now, we can all agree that the Heart of the Mountain tree for mining is unique, and just ignore the current state of the tree. Yeah, just don't let me explain. But yeah, it's unique, it makes mining different. Now, from what I understand, I think from what most people understand, what we've been kind of drip-fed about the foraging update is that we're going to have something similar to this for foraging. Which is interesting because obviously it's unique for mining and we wouldn't want it to be the same. But at the same time, you know, it could be cool to have something similar, considering foraging's dead at the moment. Now, do we see something similar to this introduced for fishing as well? I'm not sure, because at the moment you can already quite easily obtain max fishing speed, max sea creature chance without really breaking a sweat. But it'd be pretty cool to see something like that. I guess it just depends on the scale of the update. Now, something that I don't quite understand is, for instance, the implementation of something like the penguin pet. It's a fishing pet, basic. You know, level 100, it's giving you 10 sea creature chance. Each time you catch a sea creature, reduce your cold by 1 to 6, which I guess 6 at level 100. The fishing speed reduction from being underground is reduced by 100% at level 100, and gain 75 fishing speed when in the Glacite tunnels. Now, how long have the Glacite tunnels been in the game for now? At this point, it's probably getting close to a year. And it's a great update, probably one of my favourite updates of recent times in Skyblock. However, we've had this pet for a year, and there's still not really any real use for it, considering you just simply can't fish in the Glacite tunnels. I asked my Discord server what they thought was going to be in this new fishing update, and this is what people had to say. Water Trophy Fishing Island. I think the reactions kind of say, oh, hope some sea creatures to make early game fishing faster. Yeah. Actually playable early game fishing. Better mid fishing, levels 10 to 30, gear and fish. I agree, and I think the last two kind of are saying the same thing. Up until you can lava fish, fishing is pretty miserable. It's very slow, it's boring, there's not much to it. There is progression in terms of armor and rods, but it's boring, and there's not really much you can do. So I think it makes sense for something like that to be what's in this update. But like an underwater place on top of a foraging island, on top of the foraging island, is that meant to say? That would be quite the sight to see. 1.13 water mobs. And I know why people are saying this, because in the memento there's kelp in the background, and kelp only got introduced in 1.13, I believe. Well, it looks like seaweed and kelp is similar. People are thinking it's an Easter egg. I'm not sure if that's the case or not. Potentially, I mean, any extra fishing mobs would be cool. New 2-bill common talisman. I mean, it's gonna happen. Foraging copium. Yeah, it probably is cope. Nah, we need late game fishing. New mythic SC on fishing 50. I mean, sure. Why not? I mean, I guess you do unlock Jorbus relatively early. So, yeah. And something to fill 36 to 45. But that's the fast bit. I don't know. Anything would be cool. Fishing 60 update, and like new fishable items to increase fishing level cap with a new NPC on the new island. I mean, yeah, sure, fishing 60 would be cool. I just, actually thinking about it, I'm not sure if it's actually going to be in this update, because a water fishing island most definitely sounds like an early game fishing situation, considering everything to do with late game fishing at the moment is in lava. And it doesn't make any sense for this new island to have lava fishing. Well, I don't think it does anyway. Still waiting for Glacite tunnel fishing. That is what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying. If this is a massive new fishing update with water fishing, and we still can't fish in the Glacite tunnels, so we have that penguin pet sitting there, looking at us, wanting to be used, but have no purpose, then it's just going to be a bit confusing. Spear fishing? Potentially with the new hunting skill, if that's what you believe is going to be in the update. Hopefully something that makes fishing more active, like a new minigame, or new mechanics like you have to look at a moving block because fishing gets boring after an hour or so. That's true. I just don't think they're going to change the whole mechanics of fishing, personally. Well, you know, you never know. They've done it before, not for fishing precisely, but yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. If it is actually just a front for foraging update, then Hypixel have absolutely bamboozled us, but I don't think it is. Anyway, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.